Hi there, and welcome to day 268 of the Daily Stoic. And I can't really tell you where we are today. We're in the middle of the Mediterranean somewhere, heading towards Palma. But that aside, let's just get on with what we're here for. So this is Seneca and Moral Letters, and it's the vulnerability of dependence. I find this quite interesting. Show me someone who isn't a slave. One is a slave to lust, another to greed, another to power, and all are slaves to fear. I could name a former consul who is a slave to a little old woman, a millionaire who is the slave to the cleaning woman. No servitude is more abject than the self-imposed. So I find that quite interesting because we're not talking about slavery in like the sense that it's spoken about today. We're not talking about what was going on in America. We're not talking about what was going on in Egypt back in the day, or even in like slavery in Roman times. Not talking about that. We're talking about us being slaves to our own addictions, our own compulsions. It could be in our jobs. They say, was it the modern day slavery sort of exists, where you're in this job as they really covered it in business in university, in like you're self-employed working in a gym. So because you're self-employed, you have to sort out your own breaks, and you end up working much harder than if you were contractually employed. I'm going off way off track here, but we're all slaves to fear. We all get affected by fear one way or the other. I'd like to think there's no one well, it'd be nice if there was people who weren't afraid of fear or felt fear, but I, for one, I fear stuff, and I'll be a slave to it. I'll be slaves to certain things. I'm a slave to a good book. When I get hold of a good book, I'm a slave to that book. I do not want to put it down. I want to just ignore everything else. I'm not bothered about eating, drinking, anything. I'm a slave to that book. And it's things we need to be aware of in our lives that are going to take us, again, like distractions of the phones and social media, is going to take us away from our purpose and our business of getting better.